Hello, class. Sequita Brown here. My presentation on in social injustice will be the black vote. I'm going to explain exactly to me why black people all over this country are totally mistreated, and it all begins with the Constitution. Why does black people's life not matter? What is the reason for the forefathers to deliberately leave black people out of the Constitution? Even though the 13th Amendment it was ratified for black people to be considered human, why was it not done right the first time? The 13th Amendment is written as follows: neither slavery nor involuntary servitude, except as a punishment for crime whereof the party shall have been duly convicted, shall exist within the United States or any place subject to their jurisdiction. The History Channel website states, despite the long history of slavery in the British colonies in North America and the continued existence of slavery in America until 1865, the amendment was the first explicit mention of the Constitution of slavery. Because the forefathers also owned slaves, they weren't interested in freeing them. So why help the slaves? The 13th Amendment was ratified until after the Civil War. I watched this educational stream on Prime Video. It's called The Federal Reserve. Not federal and not reserved. Speaking about the banks not being federal banks, but that it's just a name and it was owned by the private rich investors. Well, in that 4-hour documentary is how I heard the truth about Abraham Lincoln. Honest Abe, as he is historically known, had no intentions on freeing the slaves, but that he was interested in his own agenda, saving the state of the Union. In his own words from his inaugural speech, and I quote, "I have no purpose, directly or indirectly, to interfere with the institution of slavery in the states where it exists. I believe I do not have the right to do so, nor do I have the inclination to do so. My paramount objective is to save the Union, and that it is not either nor to save or destroy slavery. If I could save the Union without freeing any slaves, I will do it." Unquote. Quote, while America's founding fathers enshrined the importance of liberty and equality in the nation's founding documents, including the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution, they conspicuously failed to mention slavery, which was legal in all 13 colonies in 1776. They called them colonies, we call them states today. The History Channel website, what do you think? I'm sorry. What do you think? Were the forefathers not mentioning slavery because it had not been for the Civil War, that they were ever going to free slaves? I say no. And the reason is they brought us with them when they themselves were fleeing from their own anarchist king. I pray I said that right. I'm going to say it again. From their atrocious king. And that's why we are not still considered human in the eyes of this country, because of the 13th Amendment. In the amendment, it says, except as a punishment of crime, is why the police keep their knees on our necks, literally. For us to have the very stake in this country coming right along with the forefathers, just to leave us behind. No wonder this country is falling apart, because it has been lying on, cheating, and stealing from and killing black people. I'm sorry, I'm going to say it again. What did they steal, you say? Our lives. So in all the atrocities that continue to plague black people, why should the black vote be any different? Why have you ever seen the movie Roots? In the 1976 TV movie is where I and many billions of black people found ourselves. I was 12 years old and did not know this. Now, I will never forget.